Dude, I wish I was jacked. Like, imagine a lean, mean Italian machine. Like one of those dudes from Jersey Shore. Or like, I wish there was like a magic pill I could take to turn me like a handsome hunk. But, there isn't. There isn't some magic cheat code to get that dream bod. You gotta work for it. But what if I told you that there was a fast way to improve your aim? While you won't turn into 10s overnight, with consistent practice, you could definitely pull off some nasty clips. And in this video, we'll be covering the fastest way to improve your aim. So let's get started. Now, before we ramp up your aim training progress, we need to talk about your setup. Just like with any other job or assignment that you do, you won't be able to perform as optimally as you would without a clear setup. This means making sure that your arm and wrists have enough room to move while you're trying to aim. 2 years ago when I was a gold player, I didn't have that space to move my mouse and I had to constantly pick it up. I showed my Radiant coach at the time my setup and he laughed at me, telling me to get all this random BS off my desk so I could actually move. After moving my PC to the floor, my arm now has full range of motion across my mouse pad. This is what my gameplay used to look like 2 years ago. While I hit a nice clip, do you see how much I'm picking up my mouse? This is bad because the more I pick up my mouse, the less amount of time I have to readjust my mouse and shoot. Imagine I'm tracing a corner, but midway through, I have to pick up my mouse and a guy swings me. I'm dead. So first things first, make sure that your desk doesn't have any unnecessary clutter on it. If you want consistent aim, you need to have consistent arm room. And speaking on consistency, we should have a quick talk about your sensitivity. This can be a highly debated topic, but in my opinion, sensitivity is personal preference. The only thing that really matters is that you should be able to comfortably do a full 180-degree turn without having to pick up your mouse. So you guys can debate all you want about the perfect sends, but as long as you're not changing it every day and can do a complete 180, you should be fine. Now, before we jump into the fastest way to improve your aim, there's quick ways to improve in every other aspect of the game too, from game sends, utility usage, and everything in between. We have the fast passes to gaining all these concepts on our website. We're so confident in our content that we even have a money back guarantee, meaning if you don't rank up while actively using our service, you'll get your money back. It's risk-free. So if you want to stop falling behind your competition, check us out at SkillCapped. We'll be waiting. Now, when King hit me up to do this guide, he said exactly, Teets, if you were going to make an aim super soldier as fast as you could, what would you do? Well, this is going to sound super troll. So, with that being said, bear with me. I honestly think you should run it down. Yep, round after round after round after round. Honestly. Okay, but maybe not like run it down, but I think that you should constantly be actively trying to take as many gunfights as you can. You should record your games where you do this as well, so that you can go back and ask yourself, or someone else, wink wink, was this the best way I could have taken this fight? Did I peek the angle the best way possible? These constant questions and focus on your aim duels are a surefire way to make sure you're improving your aim as fast as possible. Not only that, but the more you're actively taking gunfights, the more you're going to start to learn the tendencies and most common angles that people love to play. Then once you learn these tendencies, the more you'll start learning how to fight people who are playing in these spots more effectively. So long story short, take as many gunfights as possible. Maybe you contact into arcade one round, then maybe you run it down a main, then maybe you go over and contact into dish. As long as your number one goal is taking fights and learning from said fights, you'll start seeing your aim improve much faster. Oh, no, wait. Now, before you head to the comments to tell me how brain dead I am, you need to realize that we're focusing solely on aim here, nothing else. Remember the title of this video? And if you want to focus on aim, you need to put everything else in the backseat. I made the mistake early in my Valorant career to become a one-trick Cypher main, and this was the worst thing I could have done for myself. Not because Cypher's bad, but because I became so obsessed with all these crazy setups that were just unnecessary. Like, here's a really old video of me playing Cypher.
Oh, I thought you just saturated and I was going to be so fucking...
This goes here.
Push up long yet. Not push up long.
She's
smoking.
Push up. Gets in, good dash.
Foolish.
I'm gonna hold this.
112 breach, 112 breach.
Did they back off?
They're falling off.
Yeah. Wait, I wonder if...
One enemy remaining.
Last one on site, last one on site.
I'm coming with you, I need to heal.
Now you tell me, how much better did I get after fighting that round? And the worst part about this is that I do this for multiple rounds and every game. And yeah, don't get me wrong, the setups are kind of cool, but the thing is that they won't work forever. As soon as I play against better players, they're going to have a lot easier time dealing with me in my setups. When this happens, I need to learn to not rely on my setups. I have to develop actual mechanical skill, otherwise I will never rank up. And I did. As a matter of fact, I rarely play Cypher anymore because, well, he does kind of suck right now. But now I'm proud of my mechanics and carry myself out of any rank that I'm in. So if you're a Viper, Sova, Fade, or whatever agent that requires lineups, it's important that you set those aside for now and focus on your mechanics. For example, if you're playing Sova and your team is running it down A main, make sure you're getting in there to fight. Just blast your recon dart on trees, giraffe, or anywhere decent and get ready to fight. Or if you're a Viper player, stop playing for lineups in your post plants. Anyone can stand in a corner, press Q, and left click on a certain pixel. Get over to site and play a crossfire with your teammates. Do what I did and drop the nerd stuff for now and start clicking heads. But how did I get this mechanics, you're asking? Well, at the time, I had a Radiant coach that I met on Reddit, and he shared with me how he got his correct mechanics. He told me that he literally would insta-lock breach and run it down, and he did it for all the reasons that I just shared with you. That isn't exactly what I did, because at the time, I really liked Cypher. I was that nerdy Riot Cypher main. What I did do, though, was stop playing those dumb TikTok troll setups, where Cypher just dumps his utility in one site, and just pray that they run into your site. I started playing for more information. I spread out my utility and would use my spy cam for early information and make a play off it. Flank early, rotate quicker, or brace myself for impact and try and anchor with my cages. Or on offense, I would lurk a ton and practice taking fights, clearing angles, and taking 1v1s. It was from my sessions with my Radiant coach that he told me that I either up my mechanics or stay stuck in plat forever. This meant that I had to completely revamp the way I played the game. I had to put my big boy pants on and get aggressive and start putting myself in more fights. And then slowly over time, I got better at fighting and became a better aimer. The only thing I would change about that whole story was the fact that I was a Cypher main. Had I been a duelist main like a Jett or Reyna or whatever, I would have become a lot better aimer a ton faster. I mean, it only makes sense, right? Duelists take duels, and if anyone wants to get better at fighting, you're gonna pick the fighter. Now, the hardest part about taking more fights is that you're probably going to die a lot at first. And I mean a lot.
Spike down A.
So this means that you're gonna have to forget the leaderboard, the scoreboard, your RR, all of that.
All right, I'm walking up long. You guys go short.
Walking along with you guys, okay?
Chamber, go short late, please.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine.
I got my other clues.
He jumps spotting you lobby, okay? I can blind him, ready?
Yep.
You guys ready? Yeah, I'm smoking, I'm throwing
Ready to go.
smoke.
Yeah, hit
now
it.
we go. I'm flashing default now. We go.
Yep.
Valorant.
Got him.
Nice, big kill, big kill.
Last player standing. Spike down.
Forget all of that statistical BS and focus solely on your aiming. You're probably going to get rolled, but that's okay. You need to get stomped on before you can do the stomping. You'll take so many fights that you'll start noticing what are and aren't good fights to take. If your teammates are flaming you for always fighting, then I'm sorry, and I know this sounds really troll, but you have to meet them. Your main goal is to improve your aim as fast as possible, right? Then you're gonna have to be okay with losing, because that's the best way that people learn, is by losing. I mean, this is why whenever you ask a pro, hey, I'm gold, any tips on getting better? Their answer 99 times out of 100 is something like, hey man, you just gotta play the game more. They're not telling you to run it down, but think about it. If you wanna get better at making pizzas, you should start making a ton of pizzas, no? Then you taste the pizza and you ask yourself, did I add too much sauce? Not enough cheese? Did I leave it in the oven too long? Taking as many fights as possible is almost literally the same thing. Did I peek that angle right? Could I have held it better? How could I have taken that fight more efficiently? This is why it's important that you drop the ego, stop worrying about your stats, and focus on your progress. If you want to improve at anything, not just aiming, you need to be able to critically think and tune out what's not important. So what should you expect from taking more fights like this? Well, I've played Valorant for about 2 years. 1 year I was bad, didn't know what I was doing, and I've spent the past year grinding the game, getting better, playing in competitions. I did it all. So I'm going to show you a couple clips of what I used to look like, and then show you some clips that I just hit the other day. I'm telling you, by taking as many fights as possible, your aim will improve so much quicker. Please watch.
Oh, Nate, we're gonna bother you. Come here again.
You should run.
Now, this is what my aim looks like.
Spike planted.
Flash.
One enemy remaining.
Arcade, probably
arcade, choose aiming spot.
You're just better.
So insane.
He's literally just better.
So hopefully I've drilled into your heads the fastest way to improve your aim is to take as many fights as possible. By fighting as much as you can, you'll become a better fighter. And you'll get even that much better if you VOD review your gameplay and critically think. You'll be clicking heads in no time. I promise. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel down below. It really does help us out. But before you go, keep in mind that this is all just one of many in-depth guides that we have on our website. Also, if you want a chance at having your VOD reviewed, be sure to subscribe on our website at SkillCapped.com. We also have tons of Radiant Smurf commentaries. We have Radiant players walking through exactly how to have the most impact possible in a bunch of different situations. It's also backed by your rank improvement guarantee. And the reason we do this is because you're just that confident that our service works. And if it doesn't work, then you shouldn't pay. So what are you waiting for? You got nothing to lose. Head on over to SkillCapped.com and get started on your way to that rank that you deserve. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening, guys. I'm Teets, and we here at SkillCapped want to thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.